Good morning, business networkers. Today is Wednesday, December 25th, Christmas. It is 5:42. I am just getting rolling with my AI food for thought voice memos to talk about the importance of sharing important content in the age of cognitive decline because of what is being called brain rot. Not a pleasant phrase to even think about. But that's one of the modern problems of the digital age, is this constant scrolling about things that don't really mean a lot. The idea of voice memos is to improve your health, take it for a walk, do something that you enjoy doing because the joy is in the doing. And I'm going to be giving you voice memos that lead to something significant. So I want to tell you what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to then feed what my notes are into AI so that I can see what AI has to say, because in some ways these are voice memos to AI, so that you can hear how I prompt it, how I talk to it, what I feed into it. And then we're going to talk about what it feeds back to us, because I want to employ the deeper learning system of tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. So the three ways that I'm going to make this significant is I'm going to use voice memos to AI about AI food for thought. So the first part are my raw notes of the day about what is on my mind about AI. And then I'm going to feed the transcript of this voice memo, because I do get a voice memo transcript from Apple. I happen to use the Apple iPhone 16 Max. So when I use voice memos, I get a transcript. I'm then going to take that transcript, feed that into AI, see what AI has to say about what I am explaining to you right now. And then I'm going to share that with you in the words of AI, who helps me clarify things. And that will show you the difference between my kind of random notes and thinking and the way that AI can organize it. Then the third part is going to be me creating an info kit, a story, a webinar, a website with what I create from this morning voice memo, how I use AI to organize it, and then third, how I can use an AI presentation bot with what I feed into it. And I want to share the process with you so that you can create content that helps you to get new clients. Now, if you are hungry for publicity and recognition, this is a podcast that you absolutely need to tune into, because recognition is new money. And if you're not getting recognition, you're not making new money. And if you're not getting the recognition that you are hungry for, it's because nobody cares. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about what you are talking about. Nobody cares about the recognition that you want until they know how much you care. So the fastest way to show how much you care is by volunteering at food sharing banks and doing business networking while sorting food at food sharing banks. That helps solve the problem of world hunger. Maybe a drop in the ocean, but you know what? You can be a start, and you can help share the word about that and spread the news about with AI food for thought about Nourish and Network, so that you can learn how to nourish yourself and your business by helping the food sharing centers and the food sharing network, really. And that's what we want to be talking about, is how to help yourself by helping others for a win-win-win-win situation. And here's what it is. When you help sort food, and it's simple, it's just apples and oranges. And if you can tell the difference, you can put them into a bag that they provide and help organize the food for distribution. It's simple to do. It's quiet. It's got a great facility. So if you want to attend, or if you want to put on or invite people to a shift, a volunteer shift at a food sharing center, then you can meet with them. You can get something done. Instead of it's great to go out and maybe play golf, but you can do something that maybe helps solve world hunger and invite them to join you in a shift, to invite 10, 15, 20 people. It shows where your heart is. It shows how much you care about humanity and about people. And it's a very, very valuable thing to do. That's why I am creating these voice memos about AI, food for thought, and Nourish and Network to share the word. So one of the things I have to ask you to do is, if you are listening to this, please share it with one person, especially one person who might be an influencer, somebody boy, this really sounds like this would be great for, somebody, Mary, Joe, John, whoever, somebody that maybe is an influencer but could really help share the word, spread the word, because what our focus is on is networking locally at food sharing centers and learn AI globally. So AI Food for Thought is about making social media more social by doing good. So again, what we want to do is help people think bigger, and it's really, really important to think bigger beyond just AI tools, and I'll explain why that may be your downfall, is if you don't think big enough beyond even just tools, and I'll explain that in just a second. But we want to help you go richer by sharing AI Food for Thought. Now, when you think bigger and you think about the AI industry, let's think of big pharma, big pharmaceuticals, and you can use a drug and it might make you feel better, but where's that drug coming from? Is it fentanyl coming from a drug cartel, or is it coming from an FDA tested drug? So if you look at the tools, you have to look at the source, and that's why you have to think bigger in order to grow richer in your life and use it for your best interest and not being manipulated by it, by not understanding the big picture and the need to think bigger and grow richer. And you can grow richer by sharing AI Food for Thought. That's what it's all about, is sharing and helping people understand how they need to super serve to show how much they care. I think a great way, the best way that I've found, is with food sorting at food sharing centers, for a lot of reasons. It's like looking for a house. You shop and you shop and you shop and you look around for the right house. And by doing that work, when you walk into the right house, you know it in a heartbeat. Absolutely right. So I've been looking at all of the options literally for years, ever since I started putting on big networking events. And when a friend of mine, Ross Goodhart, invited me to attend a shift at a food sharing center called the Food Bank of Contra Costa County and Solano County in California, I went, we networked, we had fun, went with a bunch of guys, but I realized, wow, this is the perfect place to put on networking events. They have a system, they have an organization, they have a facility, they have parking. And so this is 1/3 of today's presentation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the transcript of this daily food for thought about AI, and I'm going to see what AI has to say. Then I'm going to share the organization of this with you, and then we're going to create a course with it. And that's all going to happen today and right now. Okay, welcome to part 2 of today's AI Food for Thought podcast. I'm your host, Mike Hayes, and today we're diving into the importance of sharing meaningful content in the digital age. Now, this is coming right out of Perplexity. So I dictated a memo, and then I put it into Perplexity, and now this is what Perplexity gave back to me to organize it. So let's break down our journey into 3 parts. Part 1, morning reflections. Good morning, business networkers. It's Wednesday, December 21st, Christmas Day. Happy holidays to everybody. I'm kicking off with some AI food for thought about your New Year's evolution in the era of AI. We're tackling a crucial topic, combating cognitive decline and what is being called the brain rot syndrome by Psychology Today and Oxford University in the digital age. The modern problem stems from endless scrolling through meaningless content. Our solution, voice memos to improve your health, encourage walking, and focus on joyful activities. So do what you really love doing, and your joy is in the doing. And then part 2, AI enhanced insight. So I'll be feeding my raw notes into an AI system to see how it organizes and clarifies my thoughts or our thoughts or your thoughts. This process demonstrates the power of AI in content creation and organization. And then part 3 from our voice memo is valuable content. So finally, we'll transform these insights into an info kit, actually an interactive info kit, story or webinar, complete with a quick success survey, so we can find out your thoughts about AI and the future of you. In this showcase, how to turn morning musings into content that attract new clients and recognition. Now, why this matters. Recognition is the new currency in business. If you're not getting the recognition you crave, it might be because people don't see how much you care. You can tell them how much you care, but nobody cares about you until they know how much you care. So the solution, for me, the best one by far, is to volunteer your time for a shift at least once a month at a food sharing bank in your community. So network locally, learn AI globally, and encourage business networking while doing good. So this is what we call Nourish and Network. So by participating in food sorting at food sharing centers, you're not only helping to address world hunger, but also creating opportunities for meaningful, invaluable networking and meeting new people that are really heart-centered who also care about helping the community. So this is a win-win-win-win situation, 4 wins. The people that receive the food that you're helping to sort, they win. The food organization wins. You meet like-minded people, so you win, and you demonstrate your commitment to helping your community, so your community wins. So we want to help you to think bigger and grow richer with AI. So we need to think beyond just AI tools. So consider the AI industry like big pharma. It's crucial to understand the source and the bigger picture. By sharing AI food for thought, we can help others grow richer in life and use their AI for their best interest. So my call to action is, if you are listening to this, please, please, please share this podcast with one other person. That's all I ask. Don't let it stop with you. We can make a big dent in world hunger by recruiting millions of people to help bring in more food, more resources, and really help gather things together and grow. Cross-group networking is about growing all groups, so about growing all food sharing centers and really helping them, especially as an influencer. So if you know somebody who's an influencer, please, please, please share this with them. That's what food centers do. They share food. So we want to help you to super serve and super share. That's what our focus is on, is networking. If you want to do in-person networking, networking at food sharing centers and learning about AI globally. So let's make social media more social by doing good. And remember, the key to recognition is showing how much you care. So show us in this journey of nourishing our communities and our networks, one voice memo at a time. So take this for a walk, feel healthy, breathe, look at nature, feel better, see the future, have more hope, and help share the hope, share the vision. And now we're going to transition to part 3 of this podcast. I'm going to show you a modern media miracle. So I'm going to take the transcripts from my morning memos, plus what was put out by, in this case, Perplexity. I also use Claude or ChatGPT. Put those all together into a transcript to create a course with a course creation app, a presentation app, really, that can create what I think the biggest need is to create info kits. I think the info kits are going to be the solution to so much, because they're so invaluable with content and questionnaires and interactive feedback and everything. So that's what we're going to do next in phase 3 of today's podcast listening about AI food for thought and you, AI in the future of you and the future of all of us. So this is part 2 of 3 parts, and I will join you next by sharing with you how to create voice memos, how to tell the story of AI, think bigger and grow richer with presentations, info kits, courses, ebooks, whatever you want to use to create and tell your story about how much you care and how much you share to help grow your business. That's what we want to do, is use for-profit businesses to help nonprofit businesses so everybody wins.